Welcome everyone joining us live on the webinar and live on various social media live streams. Thanks for joining. Today's session is going to be about growing your community. And we're going to take you through different tools and different ways in which you can actually grow your community and explain to you a few ways in which you could, growing your community can benefit your business. So I'm Shadi Banna, I'm your host for today, and I'll be taking you through the different segments of the program. Let me start though by a quote that I'd like to kick it off with. And the quote is from Seth Godin. And marketing is no longer about the stuff you make, but about the stories that you tell. And this is really very, very common when it comes to building your community and any kind of communication message. So the businesses that can communicate their stories really well have a lot to benefit and can use it a lot to grow their business. So that's what we're going to be talking today about. How can you grow your community? And for those that haven't registered yet, do register on potential.com/SME. By doing so, you're going to get access to practical learning, self-paced, so you can go at your own pace through the lots of learning. There are hundreds of hours of content for you to learn, and more importantly, for you to apply what you learned. So you could apply what you learned by building your action plans in the learning segments, and then by being able to tap into international expertise, where you could book a meeting with an expert, a coach or mentor. And if you would want to have a third party, a company or to implement what you've worked on, we also have some special offers that have been curated for the community. So let's start off by going into this tips, tools, and resources segment, where we'll tell you about what do you have as tools and resources that are available to you on the platform, and also give you some tips beyond the platform. And to do that, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Lujain Abdelbaki from potential.com. He's going to be taking you through the tips, tools, and resources for this week, covering different aspects of how you could grow your community. Lujain, over to you.
Yep, thank you, Shadi. Thanks everyone for joining the webinar. I'm just going to take you over and to recap as well, especially for those that they haven't registered yet into the SME Empowerment program. So we're just going to go into the platform by itself. So in case you didn't register yet, go to potential.com/SME, and then you can register from here by filling out your details. So I'm just going to register with a testing account. You set on your password, and then you select your country from the drop-down list. Then you click on register for free. So once you register, we take you into the process of the entrepreneur, where you have the Evolving Your Business course, where you learn from it how to set up your business, how to digitize your business, and to grow your community as well within the platform. So you watch the overview video, which is less than a minute, and then you submit your answers in the survey questions before you proceed to any next unit. So once you do that, you earn 10 points, and these points that you gather from the units and the platform itself, you can redeem them by using our offers and expertise section within the platform. So as you can see now, I am in unit 2 in the platform. If you expand the drop-down list in the course modules, which is business strategy, I learn about business strategy. I go into the unit summary, watch the video, and then answer my action plan questions that I'm going to generate a template after I answer them at the end, as well as survey question within the unit. Now it's optional for you to go into the dig deeper section, where you have the transcript, special offers and discounts in each and every unit that is relevant to the topic, as well as related resources. So from here, we always include free resources that you can download, books you can buy, as well as articles and suggested courses within potential.com and our partners. You have as well the connect your peers. So anyone that has any question or feedback about the platform, they can just drop it down here. and everyone that is online can actually leave their message within the connecting your peers. Now, as you finish the main course, you go into the dashboard. So I'm just going to skip the whole process to let you know how you can benefit from the offers and the content that we have inside our platform to grow your community. So if you go into your dashboard, first let us recap together, and let me just uh, do you the demo for the points. Make sure to collect your points, because later on we're gonna give an like something for the people that they gain a lot of points and that they redeemed them. So you can refer an entrepreneur or an SME by just copying this link or sharing it on the social media. So every time an SME or an entrepreneur they log in, they and you will benefit from the referral system by gaining additional 50 points, as well as if you activate your email. Now, once you finish the core track, you would be able to gain more points and book an appointment with your expert session, as well as you can move into the digital opportunity that you have inside the platform to grow your community. So you can learn more about digital marketing, how you can target your audience, and how you can drive traffic into your website or your application or whatever product that you are selling online. Then you have from the offers, if you want, you can click on the marketing offer. As you can see, we have all these offers curated inside the platform for you. So even you can redeem 150 points to give you a shout out and exposure on our social media channels. And this will help you to drive traffic into your website or application or even your profile. As well as you can launch your marketing campaign by revealing the offer from here and other services that are in the SME Empowerment program. Once you finish from the offers, we also have program experts that you can use your points to book an appointment with. And just so you know, you can gain 100 points easily by finishing the main course. And then you can redeem these points by doing a one-to-one session with any of our experts in marketing or any other category. And at the same time, you have the additional courses section where you can benefit from the podcast. So maybe you can learn to launch your own podcast, and you can maybe drive traffic to your website as well through your podcast, as well as how to start your online blog and launch your own blog online. We also introduced the startup and SME news, where you can see like articles for you. So you can see all the news, and these articles are taken from all the magazines that are available online. So if you want to stay up to date about SMEs and entrepreneurship, you can go in the dashboard and click on see all news that you can see them from here. Most of them from Entrepreneur Magazine as well as Forbes. So this is all related to the platform. Now I'm going to take, since the topic is about growing your community, I'm going to take you in a very interesting part, which is how to drive traffic into your website using an online tool that is not new, actually, but everyone is using it, which is called the Facebook Pixel. So why it is important? Because when you launch your own marketing campaign to drive customers into your ad or into your website or any product that you are selling online, you can use the Facebook Pixel tool that is for free. And actually it works by triggering or tracking users. Now, let me give you an example. If you've ever went into Amazon or any online shopping application and you search for a product, and then you go back to your social media, which we spend most of our times on it, you can see the same product that you've searched for. And this is what Facebook Pixel is used for, to retarget your customers. Now I'm gonna watch with you the video, and let us move to it right now.
How to set up and install a Facebook Pixel. Facebook Pixel is a code which you place on the back end of your website to do the two things below. Conversion tracking. Track the conversions after coming from your ads on Facebook or Instagram. Remarketing. Show your ads to the people who have visited your website in the past. Before you begin, you need to make sure that you have a Facebook page.
Sorry,
a website
Lujane, we can't see the video.
must be able to.
Yeah, let me just try to share again.
Okay, so I just asked a question on the chat for those that are joining us. Who's used the Facebook Pixel before? Now we can see the video, Lujane, but answer on the chat, please, for those that are on the call. Let us know if you've already used it before.
which you place on the back end of your website to do the two things below. Conversion tracking. Track the conversions after coming from your ads on Facebook or Instagram. Remarketing. Show your ads to the people who have visited your website in the past. Before you begin, you need to make sure that you have a Facebook page, a website for your business, and you must be able to update your website's code. To be able to set up your Facebook pixel, first you should log in to your Facebook account. Then open the URL facebook.com/events_manager. Click the plus icon on the left, then connect data sources and select Web. Select Facebook Pixel and click Connect. Add your pixel name, enter your website URL, and click Continue. A new pop-up will appear. Copy the pixel code. For the pixel to fire correctly, you will need to add this code to your website's header. Click on Continue and close this pop-up window. Now it's time to install the Facebook pixel code on your website. One method is to email the code with instructions to the web developer to add it to your website. Click on Continue Pixel Setup, then click on Email Instructions. Add the email of the web developer responsible for your website and click on Send. If you have a WordPress website, you can install the code by yourself. Click on Plugins in the left margin and then Add New. Search for a plugin called Insert Header and Footer. Install and activate this plugin. Then click on Settings in the left margin and the Insert Headers and Footers. Paste the Facebook pixel code in the header section. Then click Save. Websites like Shopify, GoDaddy, and others have their own backend dashboards, and you could install the Facebook pixel in a similar way.
All right, thank you everyone for watching this video. And just so you know that all the resources on how to set up Facebook Pixel or any recording that will help you to grow your community, we're going to place them in our resources section inside the platform and keep you up to date about them.
Okay, great, Lujane. And I saw in the chat that many of you have used it and many of you haven't and have seen the Facebook Pixel for the first time. So let us know if you like this kind of format and if you'd want us to continue doing these kind of tips and tools. The videos, as Lujane was saying, would be available individually on the social media pages and on various parts of the program. So now I'm going to move on to my view on how to build your community. And let's start by asking you a question. Who do you consider as your community? I'd like this to be as interactive as possible. So respond on the chat with your answers. Who do you consider as your community? Let me know. Okay, so youth. Farah is saying youth. Uma is saying vendors, partners, investors. Amira is saying startups and students. Muhammad Sakr is saying stakeholders. Iman is saying the whole globe. Good. Amira is saying associations. Farah. Great. So a lot of you, I don't know who attended last, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had this session about the next generation business. And in that, we discussed how all of the stakeholders are actually your partners. And you can, I mean, some of you have already in your responses considered some of the, alliances, the associations, your end clients or end users as your community. And it's fair to say that all of your stakeholders are actually part of your community, your employees, your, the media around you, etc. But for the purpose of today's session, we're going to focus on two key areas of the community, which really are the bulk in terms of volume of your community. And when it comes to building a community, the bigger the size, the more impact you can have and the more efficient, ways to monetize how you're dealing with that community. So we're going to focus on two aspects of that community today. of your community, the society around you. So the country that you operate in, the town that you operate in, the the region, or even the whole globe, everyone around you, your fellow humans that could be of interest to what you're offering. And also, of course, the clients that have actually something that they will benefit from engaging with you, and thus will give you some kind of return from it. So that's where we're going to focus on today as we talk about nurturing your community. So how can your community benefit your business? What are the ways that you think your community can give you business rewards and returns? Let me hear your feedback or read your feedback on the chat. What are the ways that you think your community can, benefit your business? So, I mean, the obvious one is that they could buy your products and services, right? But how else can they benefit your business? So Uma's saying job opportunities. Amira's saying office cheaper. Amira, training sessions. So yeah, they're buying those services from you, Amira. But how else can they basically, apart from just buying directly your service? William is saying they can learn from you. Okay, good. Iman is saying word of mouth, basically. Muhammad, communication. Omeri is saying positive reviews. Excellent. So now you're getting there. That's what I mean. So you could see that there's use cases go beyond the actual community just buying your products and services from you. So let's go into that. So the obvious one, like we said, is that your community can buy, and they can become, move from being just society around you to actually becoming your paying clients. And they could either buy through a subscription, or buy for a product that they will take, or buy for a service. So the training sessions, the mentorship sessions, or actual products, the farm products that you could sell, any kind of things, products that could be bought by the clients, or subscriptions that could be made by the clients where they pay you on a monthly basis. All of that can be considered as ways in which they could, benefit you by becoming your clients. But the other also interesting ways that you could benefit from your community and increasing the number of people in your community is they could reward you by spending their time with you. Now, what happens when they spend their time with you? How can you monetize that? Let me hear from you on chat. How can you benefit from them spending their time with you? Okay, so John is saying they could provide networks and referrals. We're going to come to that later on. Farah is saying they could spread the word. Absolutely. We're going to come to that. Ayaz, review their products. So it's true, but I still haven't seen anyone respond to how will them spending time with you benefit you directly. I mean, they will benefit you from comments and reviews, which we're going to come to that in a bit. But you can actually monetize any time spent with you through advertising. So how does Facebook make money? They basically get our attention on Facebook, on Instagram, etc. We spend time with them, and then they could basically put advertisements against us. So that's a big business these days. You could also become an influencer, where if you have a set of users who are continuously engaged with you and they spend time following you, you would get some sponsorship deals, or you could get some opportunities where brands want to be associated with you. Another form of advertising or influencing. That's also a lot of, very valuable. So think of that. Don't think just about the need for you to sell a product or service to the customers, but if they are spending time with you and your community is spending time with you, that's a pretty good opportunity for you to monetize it. Now, the other one is that they could demonstrate their loyalty by referring your business, by giving good reviews, as some of you have already responded on the chat. So there are many opportunities for you to make use of loyal customers, even if they might not be paying for your service, but they could refer that service to someone else that might be ready to pay. They can provide the good reviews that will allow you to be found by other customers. And you know these days how important reviews are online and for any kind of purchases. Another thing that I didn't see many of you of any respond is that they could help you in innovation. If you have a good engaged community, you can ask that community about what would they like to see, what would they have as ideas, just like we do when we ask you about any feedback you have about how we can improve the service we're providing you. I could see Ayaz before was saying review the products basically. So reviewing the products can go also a step further by allowing them to suggest what are the products and services that they would like to see that they don't see today in your offerings. And that's again a way where you could tap into that community for innovation. Another way is that you can help them provide better service. There are many user groups. If you look at, for example, the Apple user group, it's a very engaged community where Apple users go in and they basically solve issues of other Apple users because they're so committed and loyal to Apple. And there are some kind of brands like that that have engaged their community so much so that the community themselves also are an extended support and services team for that brand. So that's another way that you can engage your community. So your aim is to basically build this community funnel where you bring in the community to be engaged, and then as they go through that funnel, you're able to then monetize it in different ways. And we'll take you through a simple 3-step process for you to think about this and to grow your community. First, determine your expertise or talent area. So expertise, if you are in a domain where it requires some kind of knowledge and you have expertise in that, and you know that there are others that would benefit from that expertise, that's what you could focus on. So this is ideal if you are experienced in any kind of area, or if your offerings of your business is actually revolving around domain knowledge that isn't that easily found. You can really make a big difference in communicating that expertise across. In some cases, you might just be talented in terms of how you communicate, or even a talented entertainer that allows people to come on and be with you, or talented in any other way that you know that people are interested in listening to you or following you. You find a lot of comedians do this actually, and many other kinds of talent. Now, if you go on TikTok, it's full of talented individuals sharing different things, and you can see how viral sometimes some of these things go. So look at what is it that you want to communicate, what's your expertise or talent area that you know you can make a difference in and you'd want to communicate. The second thing is determine the best place to engage your community on. Which kind of platform? Is it TikTok or social or Facebook or Instagram? What's the best place for you to communicate? And then third, be consistent and patient. This doesn't happen overnight. Building a community doesn't happen overnight. And that's the challenge. And it needs patience. It needs you to go and be consistent in it, because even the algorithms today work on this consistency. The algorithms want to see which users that are posting things are consistent in what they're posting, are responding to comments, are engaging. And if they are seeing this consistency, they'll basically reward you by showing your content more to the others. But you got to be patient with this whole process. And let me give you some insight and some perspective. So according to onlyfans.com, and you could go to the site. In some countries, it's not available, but if you go over there and you could check it out. But this is an example. If you have 10,000 fans and you're able to charge a monthly subscription of $15 for something that you're offering them, these fans, some special insights. So you're a music, you play the guitar and you've got 10,000 fans following you and you sell guitars. But actually, apart from selling the actual guitars, you decide that if someone subscribed to you on a monthly basis and pays $15, you'll be able to give that community of subscribers some special lessons or some special tricks or something like that. Here you could see that they estimate that you could make anywhere between $1,500 to $7,500 per month, based on the estimate that between 1 to 5% of the followers are subscribing. And this is based on their traction. These guys, OnlyFans, distribute $3 billion a year to members of their community that are monetizing their fans in this kind of fashion. So they have a pretty good experience and some unique insights about how much you can make. So imagine this. You could be in any country. If you've got something interesting that you want to share in terms of expertise or talent that you want to communicate, and you're able to get a small percentage of that fan base to take on this monthly subscription, you're making a few $1,000s every month. So our offer to you is we are looking, if you have some area of expertise that you want to communicate to your community, we're willing to provide for you a free online course platform where you can sell that certification process, that expertise, so people can subscribe to your content if you have that. So this is the link to the site where you could submit the form to show your interest about wanting to be an expert and wanting to communicate your expertise. And our team will get in touch with you to help you set up that platform. So that's it from my side. Now I'm going to move it over to Umayma, who's going to take us through the Newsworthy section.
Hi, everyone. I'm Umayma, joining you from
Umayma,
Bahrain.
over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So as you know by now, I'm your host in the Did You Know and Newsworthy segment of the Entrepreneur Empowerment series. We use these segments to share useful insights and news that we hope will help you spot opportunities for your business. I wanted to start by letting you know that we have added in your SME platform at potential.com/SME a startup and SME news section in your dashboard. This section will be updated daily to cover global startup and SME news. Today, I'll share with you a few of these interesting stories. Let's start with an announcement from the United Arab Emirates. SMEs, the local supermarket chain, has just relaunched the local business incubator, which was initially introduced in 2020 as a way to help identify and support entrepreneurial ambitions and develop businesses within the FMCG sector in the UAE. It is a way to fast-track supermarket listings for innovative F&B businesses in a bid to support local food production and stimulate economic growth in the sector. In its first year, 14 new brands were launched, with a further 6 currently in the development phase, with sales topping $1 million. So if you're a company registered in the UAE and are interested to join, search on Google for SMEs Local Business Incubator. Let's move from the UAE to Cambodia with a story from Khmer Times. In Cambodia, the government is making it a priority to register informal SMEs. A 2011 economic census cited by the report found that only about 3.5% of Cambodian businesses are fully registered. A recent report from the Entrepreneurship Development Fund, EDF, implemented by the government in 2019, has been one of the bright spots in the country's efforts to help grow SMEs. The government budgets $5 million annually to the fund, which focuses on capacity building, upgrading SMEs, networking and mentoring, promotion of entrepreneurial culture, and seed funding. The report mentioned Khmer Enterprise, a government entity that acts as a private firm by investing in companies as well as providing mentorship and networking opportunities to entrepreneurs, as another example of forward-thinking government initiatives. Now let's go to Puerto Rico, where small and medium-sized businesses looking to grow operations may be eligible for as much as $100,000 in seed funding from a number of programs under the Department of Economic Development and Commerce. Under support for innovation and entrepreneurship initiatives, the agency gives small businesses the opportunity to get the capital they need to start or scale their operations, with a view to commercializing and exporting their innovations internationally. Through a financial grant of up to a maximum of $100,000, assistance is provided to these small businesses and entrepreneurs to help them guide their growth plans. Finally, we'll check out what's happening in Africa. The African Review reported that Goodwill Investment launches a fund to support high-growth African SMEs. The firm's local teams in Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa have made more than 20 investments across Africa over the last 5 years, successfully balancing substantial social impact with delivering a market rate of return to investors. While investment in African startups grew from $400 million in 2015 to $2 billion in 2019, just 2% of global private equity investment reaches the continent. The capital committed to early and growth stage businesses in Africa is doubling every year, but still merely scratches the surface of the growth potential. For more stories like these, don't forget to check out the newly added section in the potential.com/SME dashboard. That's it from my end for this week, and I would like to wish everyone a great week ahead. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Maima. Now over to Rosaba, who's going to be doing a poll. Rosaba, how do you want to handle this?
Thank you, Sadi. Hello, everyone. I'm going to share a poll. It will pop up on your screens. Okay, you can see it now. We'll leave it for 1 minute. Please answer. There are 2 questions. Answer them both. Sorry for the social media live viewers. You cannot see the poll. You're just seeing a screen.
But for anyone joining us on social media, feel free to share your comments or questions on the chats of the various social media sites. We'll be tapping into them and looking at your feedback. But the key 2 questions here are, if you've registered on potential.com/SME, we hope that everyone has already. And the second question is, we're looking at enhancing the entrepreneurs, connecting with entrepreneurs segment. So we want to know if you would want to have that created on a dedicated social media page, or if we should create a company listing section on our platform. What do you prefer?
Okay, 10 more seconds to pause the poll. Okay, thank you everyone for answering the questions. I'll share the poll with everyone, so also the panelists will be able to see who registered and who not. We can see that around 30%, 37% did not register yet. Please go ahead on potential.com/SME and register, similar to what Lujain showed us before. Go ahead, register, go through the course, collect some points, and redeem your points with the free sessions and discounted offers. We can see that 70% of attendees would like to have the entrepreneurs with entrepreneurs section to be on social media. So it's a good indication, Shadi.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for that feedback, everyone. And we're going to wrap up the session today. We did receive today, it seems that we don't have Q&A questions basically on the chat, other than one that we received, which had to do with an entrepreneur who has farming products or a farming association, sorry, that in their community in Sierra Leone, and they basically were thinking about or asking how can they build their community and grow it. And then similar to what we discussed before on building your community, there are opportunities for you to take your areas of expertise and share that with the world. So if you are in a farmers association and you have a particular kind of product that you specialize in, or a solution that you specialize in, or even you have a way where you take the raw agricultural products and turn them into material, more value added material. So you produce some of the products from that core raw material. That process could be documented, could be discussed, and you could find followers from all over the world that have an interest in doing that. So for example, I'm just going to throw in a simple example. Let's say you have you produce apple and you specialize in producing apple jams. Putting the different recipes of how you do these apple jams, and the way tips about how to cook them, and the different ways you can create different flavors and what you could add. I mean, for people who are enthusiastic about creating apple jam, I mean, that's a really great way to engage your community. And with farming products, there's a lot of opportunities to do things like this. So make use of that opportunity. The second question we got was from Ryan in Lebanon, who has a camping and outdoor equipment products company. And basically, similarly, again, building their community. If you go out and every weekend you do an outdoor trip where you showcase some tips about how to set up your camp site, how to take into account the wind direction, safety measures, etc. There's a lot of, again, content that could be very interesting for your community, even if they don't necessarily buy the products themselves. But building the community can give you an opportunity to monetize it through advertisement later on, or sponsorship, or many of the other ways that we discussed. So that's it from our side this week. We hope you enjoyed the sessions. We hope you build your community. If you've got any questions, reach out to us over here, and we'd love to hear your feedback as always. Please do share that with us, and we hope you have a great day and look forward to see you next week. Take care, everyone.